well, I was blown away. I said, what? So I can do my designs right away? I can hold my toy, the one that I designed? I'm not gonna just reference on the screen now. I can actually hold my toy in my hand. I don't have to go to whichever toy manufacturer to have my toy sampled. So I said, that's pretty amazing. So right away, I was able to print stuff. My previous designs from 5 years ago, I was able to print them. I was like nostalgic, and I was just really happy. So for a designer, having a 3D printer, sorry. Having a 3D printer can be both fun and beneficial. It's gonna benefit me because once I went to a client, I hand him over a picture. Oh, this is the chair design that I did for your and he said, oh. The next time I came back, I brought a sample from the one that I 3D printed. It's a smaller version of a chair, and he said, oh, so this was your drawing. So it's an advantage. I'm telling you guys. Having the one, imagine you're gonna have a house. Your architect told you that he's going to give you a picture. Okay, I'm happy. I can see my house. I can see the roof. I can see the design of the roof. That's the backyard. That's the parking area, etc., etc. I'm impressed. But what if what if you're given an actual sample of your house in the palm of your hand? Imagine that. Imagine being able to look at the back of your house literally by twisting your hand. So I made a 3D print out of our house. I showed it to my mom, and she said, "Oh, hindi pala pantay yung bubong natin." So I said, "Yeah, hindi talaga kasi ako pinag-aralan ko eh. Ikaw sa loob ka lang ng bahay." So having said that, it's also 3D printing is also an advantage for designers because you can already see your design. You're gonna see your constraints before you manufacture it. You're gonna say, "Oh, look, we have an undercut here. Oh no, we have to look at that." So the manufacturing side now is going to get an advantage as well. So the manufacturer's point of view, who here knows about the molding, modeling process or tooling process? You make a mold, and then you make a casting, and then you recast and recast and recast and make lots of samples of it. So that's the idea. So you can see here, that's a dude statue with silicone molding at the side. So 3D printing allows us to bypass manual labor. If you have a 3D file, you don't have to send the picture to a artist or a craftsman to build it for you. You just print it out, and it's done already. That's one advantage. Another advantage, if let's say you're a foundry where assembly takes place, you're giving instructions to your worker that this is how you're going to assemble it. You're just saying it. And you're showing him a technical drawing, which he has no technical background to understand. Instead of doing that, you print out your sample. You definitely have a CAD file for it. Make a small one. You show him. Oh, so that's how it fits. And that's how it's going to look like when it's assembled. So possibilities and benefits can be endless in terms of manufacturing. One amazing thing about 3D printing. Actually, 3D printing is being used in the US for bone replacement. Here we have prosthetics. Sometimes they even use 3D printing for making dental parts, your teeth, fake teeth, because is very, very accurate, up to the 16 microns. That's what I read about it. That's roughly 0.0016 of a millimeter, the accuracy. So medical applications is right there. You can see. You can everything we know about manufacturing has been twisted by 3D printing. It was bent, literally. You skip one step, you even sometimes just print out the finished product itself. Some of the benefits of 3D printing is fast. Basically, sometimes if you produce to have, you're left-handed. You need a left-handed grip for your pistol or something. You make one. You don't have to buy one. You have a toy. My toy lost his arm. You make one. You don't have to buy one. You don't have to buy another toy to break it and get its arm and put it on your toy. You just have to make it. The point is, I figured it out. Having a 3D printer and producing your own home on the personal side. You don't buy it on a store, which shipped it from somewhere, who shipped it from somewhere else, who manufactured it from somewhere using this stuff with this industrial machines that emits CO2 and whatever, all the way to its raw material. This time, your carbon footprint is just that. You just print it out, you have a little fumes, and that's it. So, what? 3D printing can benefit basically design firms, interior, architecture, engineering, interior design, prototypers, subcons, manufacturers, even students and hobbyists can benefit from this. And at the same time, there are particular cases in manufacturing that need special parts, right? So instead of getting one built or shipped from abroad, you can make your own here. I'm going to move on with some examples. So you guys have a visual idea on 3D printing, not just me blabbing about it. Popular mechanics. Would you believe me if I tell you that those things were printed out directly, no assembly required? Would you believe me? Who would? Who believes me? Those were printed out. Yeah, those were printed out literally. No assembly. I have one here. I designed the nunchucks. This was also printed out directly. No assembly. Architecture. I'm sure some of us here pretty much interested with architecture, or some of us are actually architects. So there you go. I don't have to repeat the one I said kanina earlier. So there, just examples. Here, the one I told you about, dental. That's actually a jaw replacement for someone who had an accident. Right at the bottom. On the top is for disabled children. So designers team up, engineers and designers team up with occupational therapists and physical therapists to design something to aid children with specific needs or specific ailments. Toys. There's a bike. Zekers. That's Darth Vader, actually. Darth Vader. So, the printer can also print hollow. I forgot to tell you about that. It can print hollow. It can print filled. It can print partially filled. So, it's going to depend on the settings that you choose. Furniture. These ones are actually real furniture that are being used. The one I had was just a sample. So, imagine that. Everything inside your house 3D printed. By your own demand. By your own specification. You're in a picnic. You need a glass. You bring your printer with you to the park. And you print out a glass if you want. Engineering. This was the one I'm talking about. The object, our industrial printer, can print out engine parts. Quite literally at the original specifications. So the next step would probably be casting. After that, the manufacturer will cast the model that is printed out from the object. And for fun. You can have a lot of fun with the 3D printer. That's me. And the one I'm holding is a printed output of my head. That's my head. That's